Hi, I'm the Toy Mom, and today we're going to see what's in this Play-Doh surprise bag. We have the Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 Lunchbox Fun. Looks like it comes with several cans of Play-Doh and some molds and a placemat. Okay, let's open it and let's get started. Here's everything that comes with the set. There are 5 cans of Play-Doh. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's also molds to make sandwiches and molds for fruit like an orange slice, cherries, bananas, blueberries, and grapes. And there is a pizza mold. There's an extruder that looks like a thermos, a lunch thermos. There's a roller, an apple mold, an apple slicer, a fork, a knife, a plate, and a placemat. We will be making some pretend food out of Play-Doh, and we'll learn the numbers 1 through 6 at the same time. Let's get started right away. I'm going to put some Play-Doh into this extruder that looks like a thermos bottle. When we put it in this position, let's see how many things come out. Only one thing comes out. Now, I'm going to make an apple. And to make the apple, here's the mold. I'm going to use a large piece of Play-Doh. And if you want, you can roll it like this into a ball. But the mold's going to do most of the work for you. So you want to push it down into the bottom. And then you're going to close the top and squeeze. Take off the excess Play-Doh, open it up, and we have one apple. Next, we're going to make an orange slice. Here's what it looks like on this side, and you see the number 1. It's just a picture of the orange slice. And here we have the actual mold. This will do the work for us by shaping our Play-Doh into an orange slice. So take a piece of Play-Doh that will fit into the mold, and then you can press super hard. And one other way to do it that's kind of nice is to let the table help you and press and twist, and that way at the same time it comes out of the mold and the excess comes off. So now we have a really nice orange slice. I'm putting some Play-Doh in the extruder, and this time I'm going to turn it to the number 2. See how that turns? There. Let's see how many pieces come out. You help me count. Here they come, and I count 1, 2 pieces. Here's a sandwich mold. How many people would like a piece of this sandwich? I see 2, Bert and Ernie. Let's look at the other side. On this mold, there's a line down the middle. And so when we make it, the sandwich, there will be 1, 2 pieces. Let's use this yellow Play-Doh, and let's use the roller to help us smooth in the Play-Doh to the mold. There we go. Let's take off the extra Play-Doh. And you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to get these out of the mold. So a trick that I have for you that kind of helps is to use another blob of Play-Doh, the same color, and force it onto the mold, and look, pull it, and look how that works. So there's a piece for Bert, and there's a piece for Ernie. 2, 1, 2. Here's a mold for 2 cherries. 1, 2. Let's look at the other side. This is the mold part of it. I've already made this mold out of red Play-Doh, and here's what that looks like. There's our 2 cherries. I'm going to put some Play-Doh into the extruder, and this time I'm going to turn it to this position. And that is the number 3. Let's see how many pieces come out. Here they come. I see 1, 2, 3. 3 pieces came out. Now let's look at our mold for the bananas. Here's the number 3, and there are 3 bananas. That's the picture of the mold. Here's the actual mold that makes the bananas. I already made this earlier, and I used yellow Play-Doh. So here are 3, 1, 2, 3 bananas. I'm going to put some Play-Doh in this extruder, and then I'm going to turn it to the number 4. Let's see how many pieces come out. How many do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces. Next, let's see how many want a piece of sandwich. It looks like we have the number 4, but let's count how many characters there are here. Here we have Elmo, 1, Abby Cadabby, 2, Big Bird, 3, Oscar, 4. There are 4. On the other side, there are dividers in the mold that will make 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 for everyone on this side that would like a piece of sandwich. Here's what that looks like in Play-Doh. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone who wants a piece of sandwich is going to have a chance to have one. Here we have a mold with blueberries, and we have the number 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blueberries. Let's look on the other side. There are the 4 blueberries. And here is how they look after I made them in Play-Doh. I made them using blue Play-Doh. So there are our 4 blueberries. Here is an apple slicer. How many slices can we make with this apple slicer? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices. Here's an apple. We can use that to use the slicer. Here's one I sliced earlier. Let's count the sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 apple slices. Now let's look at the grapes. We can make 5 grapes with this mold. There's the number 5, and there are our 5 grapes. And this is the picture of the mold. Now let's look at the actual mold on the other side. There are the 5 grapes. Here is how that looks in purple Play-Doh. Grapes and apples are great snacks, aren't they? Here is our pizza maker mold. It looks like we can make 6 pieces with this mold. That's good because it looks like there are 6 Sesame Street characters who would love a piece of our pizza. And we have a pizza cutter. First, let me show you how I'm going to make the pizza. Here's the mold side, and I'm going to use it 2 ways. First, I'm going to make a crust. And I'm making that out of yellow Play-Doh, and I think to smooth it out a little bit, it'd be a good idea to have the rolling pin. There you go. And then I'm going to take off the excess Play-Doh. This is a pretend pizza. There we go. And I'm going to use this as my crust. And then I've got to make the toppings. I'm going to make the toppings with red Play-Doh. That'll look like tomato sauce. For that, I don't go all the way to the edge of the mold. You see, I'm just staying just within the edge. I'll show you how that works then. And I'm using a pretty thin piece because this is going to sit on top of my dough, like that. I think that looks like a pretty good pizza. Now we have to cut it into 6 pieces so that everyone can get a piece. I'm going to use my pizza cutter, and I'm going to go this way first. And then I'm going to go this way. And then this way. And I think, I'm pretty sure we have 6 pieces, just like we need. Let's make sure. There's 1. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pieces of pizza. That worked out great. Now we can use the placemat to set out all of the food that we made for lunch. I'm using the plate to bring back in those pieces that we'll need to fill out the placemat. Here are the grapes. Do you see where the grapes go? That's right, they go right there. Here's the sandwich that we cut up into 4 pieces, and I see that it's going to go right there. Here's the sandwich that we cut into 2 pieces, and that goes right there. Here are some cherries. I'm going to put those right there. Here's some more cherries. And they're going to go right there. Looks like we need to put, do you think the bananas? Yes, right there. What about the blueberries? We'll put those right there. Looks like they want us to put some pizza in these spaces, and they have 4 spaces for the pizza. And finally, it looks like the last thing that we need to fill in is the orange slice. There we go. We made all the pieces and we filled in the placemat. That was super fun. I hope you had a really good time because I did. Now you can choose a Sesame Street or Play-Doh surprise bag or another surprise bag, and don't forget to subscribe.